This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a balloon twisting artist and real estate photographer? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Stretch Clendennen with Stretch and Company. Stretch, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How about you, Sophia?
I'm also great. Now, we're excited to learn all about you and your very unique business. Start off by telling us a bit about your company, please.
We're a family and veteran-owned business. It's primarily my wife and I. I do balloon art. She does some face painting. And then if need be, we have a network of entertainer friends that we can bring in to help fill in the gaps, but it's mostly us. And then I also do the photography part. I am a veteran, served in the Air Force. So I like to throw that in there because I know a lot of people appreciate veterans. And so, let people know who I am and what I've done.
Well, Stretch, thank you for your service. And
You're
too bad your wife couldn't be with us today. Now, getting a little deeper into your background and your story that led you to this industry. How did you originally get into this business and where did your heart for it come from?
It started actually in a children's church we were working with, which is also incidentally another one where my nickname of Stretch came from. I worked with a guy in a previous one that was really short. His nickname was Runt, and I'm a bit taller. He's about 5'2", I'm 6'2", and he started calling me Stretch, and it stuck. That was when I was 17. And then about 10 years later, in another children's church I was working, we went with a circus or a carnival theme, and everybody thought I should be the clown. And I thought, okay, that sounds like fun. And so I became Stretch the Clown, and I started learning different skills that go with the clowning, and balloon art was one of them. And so I bought a book at a local Hastings bookstore called Balloon Animals, learned the basics, and just fell in love with it, and just continued doing it. And then about 9 years later, when I dropped the makeup, I became Stretch the Balloon Dude, and I've just continued doing it. So going on 36 years now, almost 37.
Wow, what an interesting world. Now, I don't know much or if anything at all about balloon artists or real estate photographers. So, what is the most common myth or misconception in either of your industries?
Uh, in the balloon world, for the longest, everybody always thinks if you make balloons, you're a clown. And while I started off as a clown, I no longer am a clown. And just people, I hear that I make balloons. Oh, you're a clown. I said, no, I'm not a clown anymore. I'm just a balloon dude. I just make balloons. And I find that dropping the makeup had me scaring a lot fewer children, as many kids are afraid of clowns, and even adults. There are some adults who are afraid of clowns, and so it makes it a little more acceptable for most people, and still fun, because the kids, it's all about the balloons. It's not so much who's making them, it's the balloons themselves.
Now, getting into the balloons, are there common types of balloon animals that you make? And is it something that you see yourself continuing to do long term?
Yes, for as long as I'm able to, I'll continue because it's enjoyable. I like doing it. As an artist, all artists like to create, and that's one way to create. Of course, everybody thinks of dogs and swords and flowers, the most basic ones. So those are always requests. But little girls love the princesses and princess crowns. Boys, dinosaurs are always popular with the little boys. Uh, and given the amount of time, if I have enough time, time is my prime enemy when it comes to making balloons. I can make anything if I have the time and know what it looks like. It's just a matter of that. So depending on the party, how many kids are there determines how simple or fancy I can make them. But it's a lot of fun. And the best part is just seeing the kids smile. And even if you make a basic one balloon dog, the kids are always so happy. They just love it.
Oh, seeing children smile is one of the best feelings in the world.
Absolutely.
Now, we know marketing is the heart of every business. Who are your target customers or audience? And in terms of marketing today, how do you stay front and center in front of them?
It's well, the target audience is primarily families with younger kids, as they are the main ones who like balloons. Although I've done parties where there were no kids present, company parties where it was all grown-ups. I did a birthday party about 20 years ago in Irving for a lady for her 100th birthday. So kids of any age is the phrase that I use. I'll have people come up and grown-ups ask, "Can I get a balloon?" I said, "Sure, there's no age limit." Kids, kids for the young and young at heart. As far as marketing, obviously, getting out and doing events is the best marketing. People actually see who I am, see my personality, my skills, and everything. And so that's the best. And then sending them to my social media, Facebook and Instagram and places like that, so they can follow me there. I have a website. And so, just trying to get them directed that way. I've started using Linktree because it keeps everything in one place. It makes it a little bit easier to send people to find the different sources.
Now, in terms of capitalizing off of your personality, have you ever thought of having your own branded podcast before?
I have thought about it. I haven't delved into that yet. I do have a YouTube channel specifically for balloon twisting, when it's all the videos are about balloon twisting and teaching people how to twist. I've thought about a podcast. I just haven't. It's one of those things that I've got so many irons in the fire right now, just figuring out where to fit it in and how, try to make it something unique and different, so that, would make it something people would enjoy and want to keep coming back and seeing more of and hearing more of.
Now, Stretch, I know you have a few different business ventures you are exploring right now. I have to ask, why was balloon animals or being a balloon artist the part you wanted to capitalize off of for today?
It has been the primary focus of up until COVID, it was my primary income. I was an full-time balloon artist. I couldn't think of the word for a minute there. For over 20 years, and then COVID hit, and that's what caused me to branch out into some of the others. But still, balloon art is just so much fun, seeing the joy and the smiles on people's faces, especially kids at the birthday parties, and just seeing them get so excited. It's just so much fun. And the real estate photography, the other things are great, but you don't get to see the reactions as you do when you give a kid a balloon and watch their face just light up and the smiles, and they're so happy running around. Just, it brings a lot of joy, and I love that.
Well, I can certainly imagine. I can't say I could ever make any balloon animals myself, so it's certainly an interesting skill set to have.
It is fun.
Now, please tell our listeners one thing they should remember about Stretch and Company.
We are family oriented. Everything that we do is always geared to be family safe, family friendly, family fun. There are artists out there who do what are referred to as adult balloons, and there's a market for that. And I don't knock them. I have some friends who do that, and that's perfectly fine if that's where they want to go. But I want people to know that with Stretching Company, it is always family friendly. Our focus is for kids, and so we want to make sure that you can bring your kids to an event where we're at, and you don't have to worry about anything that's not going to be family friendly.
And where can our listeners go to learn more about Stretch and Company?
Our website is www.stretchc.com. That's just stretch with the letter C on the end, as in Stretch Clendennen. Also, I have my Facebook is Stretch the Balloon Dude, at Stretch the Balloon Dude on Facebook, or Twitter is Stretch C19, and my YouTube is Balloon Dude 19.
Well, Stretch, I really appreciate you being on the show today. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you very much, and likewise for you. And a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com. Or call 469-221-9345.